going back to the survival my world. Because again, oh shit, I forgot to mention, we also have prefab buildings, but I mean, I haven't gotten to build with any of the prefab buildings because I have to first make a map and I have to also get paper for that. I've got to get things to use them, y'all. It's not like it turns this into creative mode. But we're covering incident that happened with Charlie Kirk, I'll call it an assassination, fuck it. It was more than a murder. It was definitely premeditated, and it looks like we got us another Luigi Mangione situation, so to speak. I'm just a little bit worried, if I'm to be honest with all y'all dear folks, because okay, I realize I'm in America, so I'm going to have to go a little bit more detail here. But for all my non-American listeners, y'all, they're trying to make Charlie Kirk into our Franz Ferdinand. And when I tell you I don't know Franz Ferdinand outside of he was some dipshit diplomat that got murdered and started World War I, yeah, y'all, we're doing that. Y'all, can we not do that? I'm begging. Can we not do that? Charlie Kirk was just some asshole. Look at his I'm not even shitting y'all on this one. I would not normally say this. Go look up Charlie Kirk. Not this bullshit what people are saying about him. No. Let the dead speak for themselves. Look up his videos. Look up his takes. And then you tell me what you would think of a man who sat there with that creepy peeled back smile that had way too much gum and say, well, if my daughter had someone rape her at 10, I think she should carry the child to term. Abortion is still murder. Own it, libs. Now, again, let's be clear here. That is not my take. That is dead Nazi Charlie Kirk's take, who was a dead Nazi now. He is a Nazi. Well, was a Nazi. He's a dead Nazi now. And y'all, I'm sorry, I don't cry for Nazis. It's a personal policy. So far in my 37 years, I haven't done it, and I'm not going to start now. So, I mean, we got to stand on something. Now, do I think political violence is right? I mean, in a manner of speaking, I think we should punch Nazis so it doesn't come to this. But y'all, the man had a long career and got very, 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 very wealthy off of, fuck you, I'm right, let's fight about it. I'm just saying, you can't spend an entire lifetime speaking about how violent and bad an entire ethnicity of people are, saying, oh, well, I mean, they're just going to shoot me, y'all. I mean, shit, y'all, black people are so filthy and dumb, they're just going to shoot me. They're just going to shoot me. They're just going to shoot me. Hey, someone shot him. Hey, y'all, we've seen pictures of the suspect, and grainy fucking CCTV footage shows me, hey, y'all, guess what? The white racist that was calling off how he was going to be killed by black people constantly, that white racist, he was killed by a fucking white man. So, sorry to go, this is part of the wind-up, y'all, part of its charm, if you will. But what I'm on about here is, in that case, why do we keep demonizing an ethnicity of people who literally, much like the rice fields, have been beaten and stepped on and downtrodden and flooded and burned, and yet still they grow and rise? Why? Why are we picking on this ethnicity specifically? More importantly, pick-me's, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm speaking to my own pick-me's in the queer community too here, but especially black pick-me's. What the fuck is going on with y'all? I get safety, I get it. If safety's offered in exchange, I might not appreciate it, but let's just say if I met you in the bunker, I wouldn't shoot you. If it was, well man, I want to keep my family safe. I mean, as long as you're not leading others to the camp, I can't say much about that, y'all. Not everyone's got that warrior, let's fuck 'em up spirit. But we need some warrior, let's fuck 'em up spirit. Now, I'm going to be talking out of what I've heard from the grapevine, what I've heard off of YouTube videos playing in the background while I've been at work. I'm basically a political analyst in the sense that until I get a studio set up and an actual, like, you know, ground news subscription, at least 2 other people helping me out to fact check stuff, I'm just the crazy guy in the trailer fucking broadcasting from the Mojave Desert, okay? But let's be clear, fact check everything I say, because while I speak passionately, I'm speaking from YouTube news, not news. That being said, mainstream news has effectively and literally made me vomit. It made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me vomit. I'm done with mainstream news for the moment. Because I'm sorry, y'all, that take that I was talking about, both those takes that I was saying in the beginning, that just the vile, hateful trash, that was Charlie Kirk's rhetoric. Hannah did a stream on him. Dead Domain did a stream that I'll watch next. Truth be told, once my phone charges up, I gotta do some house cleaning. Like, IRL, my cats have shit the bathroom, and it's bad, y'all. It's bad. But before I start cleaning that, I figured I'd let the phone charge up and go ahead and do it right, clean the whole bathroom since they've destroyed my work, you know what I mean? But while I let the phone charge, figure we'd do a wind-up, and since I spent all day yesterday hearing a mix of reviews. Because again, y'all, let's be clear, and just getting it right out the way, as a lefty, as an anarchist on the left, as an anarchist, yeah, political violence has its moments. The reason I'm saddened by this is Charlie Kirk could have been punched. Charlie Kirk could have been punched. If he had been a man, and I mean a man about it, man of the people, walking about, saying his hateful shit right to people's face holes within punching range with that very punchable, weird smile of his. If he had been doing that, taking a few licks, maybe he would have changed his rhetoric. Maybe he would have been a better man. Maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't have died in fucking Utah like the world's saddest goddamn cowboy. Shot down in Utah. And let's be clear, if we didn't have a dipshit Nazi president, the Colorado school shooting that I'm still in the dark about would have taken front page. Let's be clear, a hate monger who was forcing 13-year-old girls who have been raped to marry their rapist. This man was held up to such a high standard, we still haven't heard about the fucking school shooting that happened that day. But oh god, a white supremacist died, y'all. Oh my god, dead freedom of speech. Fuck him. Y'all, I went from I'm neutral about this. Genuinely, he was a piece of shit. He died like he lived, as a piece of shit. I feel bad for his kid. I feel bad. Y'all, I'm standing hard on the I feel bad for his kids. So far, I have thankfully seen nothing to make me think Charlie Kirk's kids are anything like him. One's 2, one's like 4, and I'm not looking any further into that because those kids deserve privacy. It's not their fault Daddy's a piece of shit dead racist. I'm just happy that the dead piece of shit racist, not happy that he's dead, happy that that dead piece of shit racist won't be able to poison his children's minds any further, and maybe, no promises because it's America 2025, but maybe they'll have a chance of normalcies of falsehood, but being not hateful, bigoted pieces of shit, so that one day, hopefully, they don't also die in some dipshit Utah campus. Because again, y'all, let's talk about the Utah campus while we're at it. Let's just go ahead and get into this shit, shall we? Up to our shoulders. Put on your suit, boys and girls. We're going diving. So, the Utah campus, not throwing any shade because every place of higher learning is an important place so long as they teach a diverse course of both history, science, STEM, and the arts. That's a mouthful, I realize. But what I'm saying is I'm not throwing any shade to Utah here. It's a farming college. So when I hear, oh, well, Utah college, you can carry guns. Yeah, a lot of, like, backwood colleges, again, not an insult there, just a location thing. if your college is way in the backwoods, and, like, you're teaching a lot of farming STEM, a lot of, like, down-home college trade school stuff, then, yeah, having guns on your campus isn't out of character. If it's a Texas school, I wouldn't see having guns on the campus as being out of character. I still think it's fucking stupid, but it's not out of character. The fact that you had guns on campus, open carry policies, y'all, cue in. I feel like I need to make a gag reel of it, and I hate to say that because it's nothing to laugh about, but good guy with a gun, gunman still on the loose. Y'all, I genuinely and wholeheartedly as an American here think that maybe the gun situation is a gun situation. Not a door situation, not a window situation, not an entry and exit point situation. Well, it is a little bit of hatred in our heart situation. This wouldn't have happened if Charlie Kirk hadn't been a shitbag. But it's not well, we can control the environment. Take away the fucking guns. Idiots, take away the fucking guns. For fuck's sake, dipshits, take away the fucking guns. Sorry, y'all, as an American who's been around this shit since I was in school when Columbine happened. I wasn't at Columbine. Thankfully, in all of my years, I've never been directly involved in a school shooting. Been involved in 4 evacuations, mostly for bomb threats. Because for some reason, when I was young, some little dipshit that they never caught thought it would just be poggers and hilarious to make bomb threats every other day. Tell the truth, I don't even know what the fucker was on about to this day. That they would write, like, I'm going to blow up something on a bathroom wall and then put a pentagram or a pentacle, because apparently the fucker was making threats and didn't know the difference. But, yeah, put that witchy shit on there, make a bomb threat, and then we would all go to the same place. And I was the kid going, hey, y'all, we should go elsewhere. Well, what do you know, Travis? I know that if it was me, not that it is, but if it was me and I was setting bombs to kill people, I would set them in the place they're going, not the place I want to set bombs. For this little pearl of wisdom, I was looked at highly suspiciously. Y'all, I don't think I'm wrong to say that's just common fucking sense. But, sorry y'all, this is a no-holds-barred trigger warning stream because it's been 2 days, it feels like. It's been 2 days, and I feel like in factuality it's only been a day. I cannot do this shit. He is not going to be our Franz Ferdinand. I will do everything in my power to not let that happen. Y'all, Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit. He was a piece of fucking human shit. I can't think of a single right-winger at the moment that I would actually be like, oh, no. No. I can't think of a single one off the top of my head, outside of, like, people IRL, that I'm hoping one day to reach and bring over to the humanities side. But as far as, like, political pundits, they're all soaked in baby's blood. Fuck them. I'm not saying hurt them. Let's be fucking crystal on that. I'm not saying let's go get 'em, boys. But I am saying fuck 'em. Why are we mourning for someone who would have cheered our death? The man's last line was a Ponzi fucking comeback to a question. A very real question that a real speaker would have asked about. Hello, dear viewer. Sorry for all the rage. But we're talking about a dead Nazi, Charlie Kirk. And his last speaking engagement, where his last words were, he was asked about mass shootings and if he knew how many trans people, since he bangs the drum about how evil and dangerous the trans community is, does he know how many trans people actually committed mass shootings? His response was, into the mic, all dipshitty, too many. Okay, cool. It's 5. So, knowing that it's only 5 trans shooters, do you know how many mass shootings occurred in the United States last year? Well, does that include urban crime? pause to do face. Bam. That's his moment. That's what he'll be known. Not, I stand for Scotland. Not, I am for my people. Not, let us go, boys, into the breach. Not, I have a dream. He's going to be remembered for, well, who is shooting people? Bam. Let's let that be it. A piece of shit died. I'm not saying it's a good thing. But at this point, with the news fucking glogging him, it's not a bad thing. Fuck it. I'm glad he's dead. I'm not celebrating his death. That's a terrible thing. But as far as, y'all, I didn't know Charlie. I didn't. I found it funny to say, sorry, Charlie, most of the day yesterday. But because so many people were telling me, he was the voice of a generation. He will be sorely... Y'all, I looked him up. I looked our boy up. This man was a piece of shit. He was disgusting. Man, this man made Howard Stern look like a saint. If you don't know who Howard Stern is, that's okay. That means you're one of the younger ones in my audience. But, please, no offense meant by this one, but GTFO while we're talking about a neo-Nazi getting capped. But still, it's... Y'all, I'm so upset because I feel like they're trying to turn Charlie Kirk into our Franz Ferdinand. And can we not? Can we not? Y'all, I've studied this shit extensively, just reading books, listening to folks, talking to veterans. And we don't need World War II. We don't need no civil war. The oligarchs are wanting a civil war, but that's because they're crashing our economy out, and they don't want more dead Nazis. They want us to kill each other now. And when I started scrolling through YouTube, when I was first going to, okay, well, we'll skip out on doing the wind-up this morning. I got some cleaning to do. We'll just let the phone charge. And while scrolling through the little live chat real quick, don't doom scroll, folks. It's a trap. It's a tar pit. But I started scrolling, and it's just, oh, this dude's talking about Charlie Kirk. Oh, this dude's mourning Charlie Kirk. Oh, Trump's going to give a very harsh response to Charlie Kirk getting got and trying to go after free speech. Okay, fuck it. Let's talk about Charlie Kirk. Because, y'all, he was a lesser talking head even. Oh, well, he spoke to this many... Yeah, that's because he went to the college campus with the same sign that, what's-his-face, the spousal abusing closeted homosexual. Dave Rubin. He did his bit. He just did his bit better. I mean, I'll always remember Charlie Kirk as the man with the tiny face who thinks that it's okay for children to be raped. Because, again, y'all, when talking about Emmett Till, a famous black case that happened from almost 90 years ago now, where a little black boy was beaten to death, an actual murder. A little black boy was beaten to death, and it gets brought up all the time because at the time the person who killed that boy went free. The mob that killed that boy was allowed to do it because it was a black kid. They were dangerous. It was scary. And he brought that up as a, well, you know that they have no point because they got to bring up a murder case from so many years ago. Yeah, it's because it was unspeakable that it happened then and it should never happen again. I bring up the Holocaust not because, ooh, point to the Jews. I bring it up because it was a horrible, unspeakable event and it should never happen again. And y'all, it's happening again right the fuck now. I bring up these horrible things not because, ooh-wee, let's talk about it, it's fun, but because we need to actively be preventing it. And when it comes to the assassination of some piece of shit Nazi, I'm not upset that he's dead. I won't tell you to be upset that he's dead because he was a piece of shit. The absolute best thing you can do, and even better because it'll really wind those right-wing and piss pots up, is be indifferent. Joke about it, meme about it, but mostly just be indifferent about it. Because, and I shit you not, y'all, it's what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie Kirk often, when people would bring up the numerous school shootings in America, over 100 just this year, Charlie Kirk would bring up, well, that's just the cost of doing business in a free society. So again, he just paid the price of doing business in a free society. Fucking let's move on. I was hoping yesterday's short little stream was all I was going to do on the Kirk situation. But, fuck it, I guess we go into it now. And now I have said my piece. So let's go ahead and let Hassan play out his bit while I continue. This is just your, we're 20 minutes into it, reminder, since most of y'all I know just showed up. This is hardcore survival mode, so I do have to eat. I need to build a bed eventually. But why am I making it so artistically complex and making the... It's because I wanna. I like doing very craftsman artistic shit when it comes to the building. And my goal at the moment on this one is to just build all the way down to bedrock and then build an interconnecting, like, underground system. Assuming I don't die, which is very likely to happen. Because I do not think too far ahead. And this is technically attempt 38 or 39, but this is the first time I've ever used mods on the game. Modifications. I'm old. But this is the first time I've ever used modifications. This is the giant biome expansion. And I have already been killed by vultures, a very feisty leopard, and I think a zombie twice. It's been embarrassing, but it is hardcore mode, so such things happen. I do hope that we have fun here, y'all. I do genuinely hope that the ghost of a disgusting dead Nazi isn't lingering over y'all's head too heavily. Because, again, not worth it. Better people have died. Mourn the children lost in Colorado that I cannot name nor even give you numbers on because our media thinks a dead Nazi is more important than those dead kids. Something to remember if you happen to be a younger kid in my audience. Just saying, don't shoot up fucking schools if you're wanting to be famous. I can't complete that joke because we live in shitty, stupid times. Oh, thank you, Twin Patricius. I can't read the rest of that before it vanished. Thank you for the follow. I see that you followed on PlayStation. Windbullrush 5. Yes, give me a moment and I will process that friend's request. And welcome to the channel. But like I was saying, it's just... Let's go ahead and let Hassan finish his bit because he's covering the more recent news. This is from less than 12 hours ago. And I will cover it as best I can, y'all, because right now the shooter is still at large. And... go freedom train, go. I mean, y'all, like I said, I'm trying to be civil here because this is a dead human. A fellow ape has died. We should feel bad about that. But when I say look at the man's work, judge a person lost by what they had and what they did, not just by who they were. Y'all, he's not some sweetheart who just spoke to the people. He was a hate monger. I mean, y'all, Ben Shapiro is more of a debater than Charlie Kirk is. And I also hate Ben Shapiro. But at least Ben Shapiro obeys rules of debate. If you're in a debate, you should never meme lord. Your goal as a debater or as an interlocutor, you should be able to debate both sides. That's why I can tell you the good side of racism. It doesn't really exist. I've tried to debate that side. It inevitably collapses in on itself because you run out of minorities to exploit, and then you end up, well, who's the closest to the minority? Y'all, it's why white supremacy never works out. It's why it'll build. We're about to go through a building period of it, it looks like, and then it's going to bust hard. And they're going to be killing each other, like they might have just been doing. Again, I don't know. Let me get to a safe spot so I can get to my phone, and we're going to let Hassan play out a bit. Can y'all hear Hassan, by the way? I try to adjust my phone accordingly, but I don't have a studio or anything. I'm literally just using a... give a sec. I'm literally just using a Bengu or Bengod headset, purple, because that's my favorite color, and my cell phone. So, this is from 4 hours ago. Hassan Abi archive, FBI's disastrous briefing on Charlie Kirk suspect. This is what got me to go, oh, come on. Because also on Secular Talk, see the picture of the fellow in freeze frame, and yeah, y'all, Charlie Kirk said he was going to be killed by black men. Nostradamus was wrong again. He was, in fact, killed by a skinny white dude. Maybe muscular underneath that long-sleeve shirt. I don't judge people on their clothes, but form skinny, hat, sunglasses, blue jeans, what appears to be Adidas or some other form of name brand neat sneaker. But it's like if I asked a kid, here, draw me sneakers, that's what the dude's wearing. He's very, very demure, very nonchalant murder here.
As well as some local partners here present with us today. Governor, we'll kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable.
Two things. Also, we have not gotten a manifesto of any kind yet. We just call it an assassin because he killed somebody politically. Oh, everybody's gone. I get it. But, one, we're calling him an assassin, rightfully so. And two, we've got no manifesto as of yet. And, again, y'all just... can we stop pretending... a bad person got murdered. You shouldn't murder. Vigilante justice is wrong. But, again, y'all, can we stop pretending like it was fucking, oh no, the Pope was shot again? 'Cause, no. Continuing.
Are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this evil human being. So we're going to...
I'll let him have that. I don't think the person was evil, but I also don't think it's a good act to murder.
I'm done. If the DMC watermark is on that, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, it's not. It is a new look.
Okay, can we stop with the bleeping? This is stupid. He was a shooter. He assassinated Charlie Kirk. The bleeps are fucking stupid. Who are they for? If it's for the advertisers, fuck the advertisers. I'm sick of this fucking shit. I'm sick of the fucking shit. Converse tennis shoes. I was wrong. They are not Adidas. They are Converse. Facts matter, y'all. Facts matter. Yeah, y'all, if you know anyone with a generic American flag t-shirt black with an eagle on it, or a generic cap with a triangle, no other just cap with triangle, go ahead and keep that information to yourself, if you will, please. Also, dude leapt off a fucking roof. Okay, looking at the video Hassan just showed that the news is showing here. Basically, dude climbed up on top of a building nearby, the roof of a small building nearby, took his shot, dropped Kirk from 200 yards away, then jumped off the building top, leaving the rifle behind, landed palms down in a crouched position, rose, possibly leaving smudge marks and DNA, they're working on that now, and then exited. They found a hat at scene, it sounds like. But they've got no footage of the man's face. They are assuming man. They're assuming male. But they've got no footage of man's face. He was wearing a black shirt, black pair of pants, black Adidas shoes, and a hat. Y'all, if he got out of the state already, he's in the wind. If he did not get out of the state already, I would very much suggest getting the fuck out of Utah right now. Because, never mind, I'll let them cover it. I think they're still covering it. But the weird Utah governor's doing the whole war cry shit. He's doing the whole, well, they killed our boy, so we're going to persecute them to the fullest extent of the law. And we still have the death penalty. So if bro's in Utah, I hope he gets the fuck out of Utah. Nobody should die for killing a Nazi. If anything, he should be commended, but we're not going to applaud murder here because vigilante justice is wrong. Because that's a slippery slope we cannot allow ourselves to go down. Y'all, I'm just going to say the whole insert Martin Luther King speech here between language of the unheard. We're living in a time where mass hatred is going on. The government are being assholes to people, minorities in particular. The price of living is now outrageous in America. The dream is truly dead, and you've got people like Charlie Kirk literally making a living, a good living, off of hate mongering. Again, I'm not going to say it's a good thing he was dead. Political violence is bad, okay? But that being said, this wasn't a saint. This wasn't a sweetheart political figure who made the world a better place. The world is better for him being gone. Sorry if that hurts your feelings. Sorry, Charlie. But the world's better that you're dead. Not celebrating his death, but it's better that he's gone. Sorry, and continue. Like I said, I feel worse for his kids, because they're little, and I hope this doesn't affect them. Though I know it will, for the moment.
I know that this profile made it seem like he's like some young possible Groyberg, but I mean this dude, he looks, man. Am I crazy?
Don't rat on your fellow people. Don't snitch out good men.
The suspicion is the rifle was in his bag, and it was put together on the spot.
I want to get Director Patel and his team to have that on the ground.
Currently, we're going with the James Bond rifle. Basically, he got there, assembled it at scene, and then moved on. Which, if that happened, that's fucking badass. Look, definitively, that's just some James Bondy badass bullshit there. That's pretty cool. Not condoning murder, but the fold-out gun's a nice touch.
Now,
Don't murder folks, but if you're gonna murder me, can it be a fold-out gun?
You know what I mean? There's got to be a parent out there that's like, well, my son hasn't been around all day. What's going on? You want to share a couple? You know what I mean? Like, what the?
If it were my kid, I would take a Matt Walsh, Charlie Kirk approach and not say a goddamn thing about it. I'm sorry, Matt Walsh and Charlie Kirk would not turn in a child rapist if it was their son raping their daughter. So, I'm just going to say, I'm cool with nobody turning this fellow in. Oh, go fuck them. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. These are divisive times. Not all cops are bad. Not all cops are bad. These cops are bad, but not all cops are bad. I need sand to make glass. Okay, they're so cooked. Yes, I agree, Hassan. I was about to say, why? If you gave me this case, I would look at you and go, why are you trying to get me fired? This isn't a legendary, you're going to make the thing case. This is just a they're not going to get him case. Unless they do something stupid, like unfortunately Luigi, where you go into a McDonald's with all the evidence in your lap. Hey, shooter, if you're out there and you happen to be one of my very few numbers, don't do that. Violence is wrong. Seek absolution through penance and good works, but do not go into a fucking McDonald's with all your bullshit, okay? Because if it happens twice, that's highly suspicious. It was suspicious enough when Luigi did it. Sorry, Charlie, you can eat my entire ass with your creepy, creepy Tyranid-style mouth. Again, if you ever saw the man smile, you can tell there was no good in that heart. That was just a diamond. It was a diamond in the flesh. A diamond purged to the earth. I'm going to stop. Again, a man is dead. I should be showing a certain degree of reverence, but I really can't. He was a fucking disgusting hate monger. If my babushka was around, I would spit at his name. I'm sorry, kid. I'm just going to repeat what he said there because he had a Freudian slip, I feel like. I think we've had bots from China, and Russia. Why would Russia be helping to kill Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk was one of their like, spokespeople. They didn't pay him. He wasn't involved in the scandal like Tim Pool, but he was very much on the side of Russia did nothing wrong. Why would Russia be against him? He basically slobbered on Putin's knob. Like I said, y'all, do I think it was a foreign hand? Maybe? I mean, maybe, but why now and why that one? The president is right there. J.D. Vance is hiding around all the time. Actual political figures are around. Why target one shit edgelord? This, I feel like, was probably somebody that was radicalized by something Charlie said. Either someone they loved or someone they know very close got hurt. Maybe they got hurt by his hateful, bigoted rhetoric. Maybe they got killed. And now this individual, whoever they are, has started their whole vengeance campaign. Maybe I'm completely off base. Maybe it's like the one that went after Trump and they got a cancer diagnosis. They know they're going to die soon, so they're trying to go out like a hero and kill as many Nazis as they can. Again, who the fuck knows? We don't have a manifesto. oh, we got some skinny white dude in a picture with a hat and some, like, basic gear on. Do I think it was an assassination? Definitely. Do I think it was an assassin? That remains to be seen. So far, I'm not off the, maybe it was just an average citizen who'd had enough of his bullshit. Maybe it was a former student of Utah that was upset that they were letting a hate speaker there. Again, I don't know. I'm just saying, folks, live a life as such that doesn't get you murdered in Utah. Because Utah seems like a very quiet, friendly place. It doesn't seem like the type of place folks get shot in the street like dogs. Also, before you weep for Charlie Kirk, I saw a very edited version of the video. A very clean version, because everybody's so soft nowadays. For the record, if anyone's got the real version, I would like to see the unedited version, because I did study a little bit. I read some books on, like, blood spatter and stuff like that, and even though it is a proven false art, it's still one of those I can probably guess if it was a high caliber rifle or whatever else. My analysis is not needed, but I am curious. And whereas everyone, oh my God, it's so shocking, it's horrible. Y'all, I was a child when I saw House of a Thousand Corpses. I studied serial killers. One of the first books that I put on the library's little completed roster was the complete encyclopedia of serial killers. So, I'm good. I'm good. I can see it. I promise I can handle whatever the fuck it looks like. If it was babies dying, or puppies, or kittens, yeah, maybe that would hurt my feelings a little. It's just a Nazi dying, y'all. I'm probably gonna giggle about it. Not celebrating his death. I'm just saying I don't like Nazis. I don't care if Nazis die. When I watched The Boy in the Striped Pajamas with the rest of my MOS class, because we had a day where the teacher wasn't there and no lesson plan, so just dick off day. Yeah, we watched movies that were meant to spur emotions in us, because I had brought up that, as Robert Sapolsky had said in his book Behave at the time, it's important to keep in touch with your emotions, and even on the office side, most importantly possibly on the office side, where we don't see the patients all the time, we need to very much humanize all our patients. So we were watching videos to humanize people. And that one was one that someone else in class had picked, and I was like, well, I fucking hate Nazis. Only good Nazi's a dead Nazi. And they go, see, that this book might have you feel different. I'm like, I don't think so, but we'll try. 2 hours later, there's a scene, spoiler alert for a very old movie now, but, yeah, little Nazi boy makes friends with a little Jewish boy on the other side of the fence. Then the big day comes that the Jewish boy gets led to the gas chambers, and the little German boy wanders off to find his friend and play with his big breaking scene in the movie where it's supposed to be sad. German officer at this concentration camp realizes his son's missing and tries to find him in time, realizing now and only now that, oh no, all the people I was murdering by, like, industrialized murder, they might have been people too, but my kid's in the meat grinder now. And then he finds the boy in the striped pajamas and his son are just standing together. The boy in the striped pajamas had been trying to save his son. And I'm guessing that was supposed to be the big humanist moment, but I laughed and laughed and laughed and kind of ruined the movie for everybody. And when they were, well, dude, that's fucked up. Why are you laughing at a dead kid? I'm like, the little Nazi bastard died almost instantaneously, and now the father's scarred for life. Look at that pain. Look at that face. He's going to feel that way forever. What I'm saying, y'all, is I'm not a monster, but I don't, like, physically, psychologically, I hate Nazis. I can see the Charlie Kirk video. Please, if anyone has it, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. But that's just me. I'm sick. For those of you not sick, I would not suggest looking it up, because you are basically watching a human being die. I've seen the edited footage from CNN. Yeah, y'all, he died. He died the minute that fucking bullet went out of his neck. A hot tip from somebody that studied anatomy. You don't want to get hit or stabbed or shot in the neck. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, but let me break it down for you. You take a chest shot. There's a lot of meat, there's a lot of shit there, there's a lot of things that we can put in place of the things that get broken there. But friends, you take a headshot, there's not a lot we can do. A neck shot is even worse than a headshot. Because in the neck you've got your spinal cord, the base of your spinal cord actually, your brain stem. You've got, each one of those vertebrae are highly important. So, yeah, if Charlie Kirk had survived, he would have been straight up Commander Pike, or Captain Pike. He would be Stephen Hawking. If he had survived, which, ding dong, the bitch is dead. Which dumb bitch? That dumb bitch. Ding dong, the evil bitch is dead. But he would have been in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. He would have killed himself. If he had not died, he would have killed himself. Just because Nazis don't do well with helplessness. And for the rest of his life, he would have very much been helpless. But he don't have that problem because he's dead. Ha! Sorry to be a dick about it, but the man was a hate monger, and the media has made me this way now. I'm sorry, there are so many people with flowers for Charlie Kirk and none for the children at Colorado. That's bullshit. That pisses me off. Again, it's sad that a human being has died, but not that human being. Who gives a fuck about that human being? That wasn't a human. That was a Nazi. And someone just sent him on to Nazi heaven. Which, by the way, just saying, any form of Christianity you want to go by, take your pick. I'll let you take your pick of any of them. Pick of the litter. Charlie Kirk's in hell if there is a heaven and a hell. I don't care. We can argue this point. There is no heaven in which the man died, the man died with a sarcastic bitch look on his face. He died being a cunt. There is no heaven for that. He didn't die a warrior. There was no war. He said a cunty thing, and you know what, y'all? There's a thing that used to be said by all the old heads when I was a kid. And I remember hearing it from my grandmama a lot because, again, the ADHD, the broken brain, I've always been a little bit of a firebrand myself. She often used to say, is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back? Now, y'all, I don't believe in Jesus. But what that meant is, Alice, no. But what that meant more or less, outside of don't do anything to embarrass yourself, was, stop it, was, is this what you want to be doing if this is what you are remembered for? So when I tell you the man died with a silly look on his face because he was putting on a stupid hate performance, y'all, this was no dun 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 dun. This was no dramatic moment in a movie. The man died with a funny look on his face. I seriously would pay money to get like a freeze frame of not the blood and the gore, but that moment of just that face he made right before and then right after when he slumps in the chair. But like I said, y'all, he died how he lived. An edgy shitlord. Why are we weeping for him? Better people have died that day. Children who weren't shitty people died that day in Colorado. Do you know their names? I don't know their names. I know plenty about Charles fucking Kirk, the dipshit hate-mongering Nazi piece of shit. Know nothing about those dead kids. And I shouldn't, let's be clear, I shouldn't know their names, what their favorite toys were, what sports and dreams they had. That's all personal information that belongs to their families. But I should at least know their names. I should at least know who they were as people, since they're no longer with us. directly because of shit like the hate-mongering edgelord Charlie Kirk advocated for. And I would like to, because fuck it, why not, let's make a positive of this as well, y'all. The only thing that would have saved Charlie Kirk would have been not being Charlie Kirk. The man made a shot from 200 yards away with a high-powered rifle on a campus where you could open carry. So, unfortunately, y'all, I mean, oh, well, maybe if he had had psychological help. Maybe. But as long as he's got access to the rifle and he's got access to the shooting point, y'all, this is going to keep happening. This is going to keep happening. I just personally, and I hate to say it, it's a hot take here, I hope it's more dead Nazis and not more dead children. I hope nobody dies. But being that we live in a nation of gun violence, may I just say personally, yes, more dead Nazis, no mas, we're good on dead children. We've had more than enough dead children in this country for the remainder of time humans have on Earth. More dead Nazis, not more dead kids, please. Put it in a tune, put it on a shirt, sing it with it in your heart for me. But can we not have any more dead children? If you want to be a man, as has been shown by our media, kill a Nazi and you'll be memorialized. The president will get on the TV and call you out. Y'all want GTA All the Stars hard mode? Go kill a healthcare CEO. Go kill a Nazi. Go help clean up the world and be a fucking real hero. And you know what'll happen? They'll hunt you for it. They'll hate you for it. You'll have to be the Batman. Seriously, y'all, political violence is wrong. But if they're gonna keep making it sound so badass, why are all you cowards killing children? Go after the people that'll make you immortalized. Yeah, this stream's getting taken down. This entire channel might be getting nuked after this stream, y'all. Sorry if I spoke too hot a take for this, but it's like, I was gonna just let him die. I was gonna just let it the fuck go. I had said my piece on it. I was neutral at best. But then I saw all this bullshit trying to make him into a fucking cult classic, and I'm just, oh, fuck that. What's gonna happen next? Tim Pool get murdered and suddenly, he was a man of the people. He built skate parks for children. Is that what we're gonna get when Tim Pool gets got? I mean, let's face it, that's not gonna happen. Timmy, you sad little craven coward, you'd have to come out of your creepy Shredder Underground skate park first. But we all know you're not, because you're scared to die. Which is a normal human reaction, don't get me wrong, that's a good thing to be. But quit pretending like you're soldiers when you're just scared little fellas. Because, hot take on this one, y'all, I've known a lot of military vets. Most soldiers are just scared little fellas. Most soldiers are in places they don't want to be, doing shit they don't want to do, because they have to. These right-wing shit edgelords, they're exactly where they want to be, doing the thing they love for the love of the game. So when the game takes them out, y'all, I mean, you can be a smartass to people. You can be a complete fucking asshole. There's no laws against it. But understand, if you yell an inslur in a crowded place, you might get decked for it. You might get punched in the face for it. And you know what? I'm not going to call the person that punched you in the face a monster. Because you said something real hateful just to get a reaction. Did you get the reaction you wanted? I'm going to probably get a reaction. I hope it's positive views and y'all going, hell yeah, dude spitting fire. Not, well, FBI, how are you doing today? That was not in fact a threat. But let's face it, we're living in Nazi America, and at this point I've accepted in Nazi America we might all get killed off at any given fucking point. I'm going to stand on my principles if there's nothing else to stand on. And in that way, hate-mongering, non-ass-wiping, disgusting fucking man Charlie Kirk and I are on the same field there. Because I too have principles that I'm not scared to show off and die for. The only difference, I don't have millions and, let's face it, billions at my disposal. Nor do I have rich oligarchs pulling my strings. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude that's done his best for most of his life. And eventually I'll be a dead dude. And you know what? Unlike Charlie Kirk, you ain't gonna have to write some puff piece about me. People that knew me will know me. People that knew you will know you. But whatever you do, friends, don't do something that gets you shot in Utah. Okay? Do it for me. Don't die in Utah. Utah and Missouri need to be places where just we agree collectively we're not gonna die there. Enough people have died there, or it's just an off-the-mark place enough. Nobody needs to die in that weird-ass place. Making light because it is something to be made light of. Y'all don't cry for Nazis. They wouldn't cry for you. Okay, where was my phone? Let's get back to what Hassan's saying, and let's see if we're at charge enough to get cleaning and all that. We are at 67%, so we're going to keep on a-rocking on this stream along. And let's continue listening to FBI's disastrous briefing on the Charlie Kirk suspect. Hassan Abi archive. It's from 5 hours ago now. Boop.
Encourage violence. I would encourage you to ignore those, to turn off those streams, and spend a little more time with our families. We
For the record, I'm not encouraging violence.
about that.
It just FYI.
More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing
You keep saying that.
working with our attorneys, getting everything that is ready so that we can pursue the penalty in this case, and that will happen here.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, they're gonna pursue the death penalty if you heard the stupid bleep. What's the point of media anymore? Your prayers mean nothing. They make you feel better, and that's enough. Although, let's face it, who had the thoughts and prayers on the bingo card? Their thoughts and prayers-ing it.
Wait, nothing from... That's it? No cash money? No cash money? No, dude.
Also, y'all, just for the record, don't rat out the assassin, but if you're gonna rat out an assassin, don't do it for free.
Being so weird and finicky. But it is alarming that this is the only new revelation we got from this is nothing. It's literally nothing. They gave us nothing. They know less than we do, man. What the fuck's going on? They know as much as the guy who was using Grok to artificially enhance the images that they released earlier. They're probably being careful and don't want the killer to know if they know more. Very common investigations. Yeah, very common investigations where you go, hey, we're right at the precipice of apprehension, but please, we are begging you to send us any information you have, because we don't know shit. American public, save us. The fact that the FBI is so hamstrung now that they can't find the guy who shot their friend does not bode well for everyone who is not their friend in competency. Yeah.
No shit.
Fuck,
It's
man.
bad time.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like, dude. This puts
This is such a bad light for the U.S., by the way. Criminal enterprises would be looking at this and going, oh,
what they consider
okay.
threats in a totally
Just saying, y'all.
so much more sense. They'll just have like a Discord printout of a screenshot, and they'll be like, hey, this is like these guys are fucking useless, man. What is happening? I thought that they were just like fucking around. I thought they were fucking around, like they're just trying to do like this work or something. Turns out that is how it works in the background. All of the billions of dollars of television was just to make us think that there's like brilliant dudes back there, like a team of lawyers, like this, because that's what the FBI is, right? Like CIA is the criminals, the FBI is supposed to be like a bunch of suits, a bunch of lawyers. friend. This is the guy who killed your friend, and you're over here talking about...
That's what's, like, blowing my mind, is they've got nothing, and Charlie Kirk was very much friend of the police, friend of the establishment. Y'all, the fact that they got nothing and their friend got murdered, I'm happy about that, not with the murder, but with the fact that, oh, they're just that incompetent. Okay, y'all don't do a revolution, but the time for revolution is now. Our enemies are fucking dumb. Like, I used to make the joke that the police couldn't find the fucking killer with both hands in a map, but they know he's a shooter. Well, that's good. That fucking A. We're doing great, y'all. The guy that shot Charlie Kirk, we know he's a shooter, y'all. We're doing great. We're gonna get this one. I guarantee it. We'll have him in cuffs by the end of the night. Oh, we're fucked as a country. Also, points for that jump. I'd fuck up my ankle on that jump. That was a good landing. Honestly, I'm willing to say he might be a professional just from that jump and landing. Because, y'all, I don't know if you know this. Contractors would know, like builders, but if you're going to jump off a small structure, you're going to want to try to tuck and roll at the bottom, depending on the size of the structure. He didn't stiff leg that. He landed proper. Yeah, but we're in America in desperate times. Who the fuck's going to make that call for free? Charlie Kirk was basically as rich as a CEO, so... Vetted? You could have just said vetted. Most people have seen CSI or Law and Order or NCIS or Enter Your True Crime Choice show. Can we stop pretending like the people are just fucking dumbass children with the emotional regulation of puppies? Because for real, I'm getting exhausted with the way media covers everything. But hell, I lived long enough. I remember when 9/11 happened. I saw the news coverage of it. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened. I remember seeing the coverage of it. It wasn't 200 New Orleanians are unalive today. No, people died. It was tragic. It was a fucking bad, bad time. Hmm? Also, how has no one seen a high-profile... We all remember Luigi Mangione, right? arguably a public execution, so to speak. Because it was a college campus where they were doing where you literally go to film and farm clips. Oh, people be flirting with a song. I do get it though, because right now a lot of idiot right-wingers are blood for blood, blood for blood, and y'all. Right now I'm running, because I got shot. It's okay though, I got shot in the ass, not in the throat. Bye-bye. It's been a couple days, it's been long enough, he was hateful. It's not like this was a beloved right-wing figure like Clint Eastwood. Is Clint Eastwood on the right? Is Clint Eastwood still alive? I'm pretty sure he's on the right, but is he still around? I liked his movies when I was younger. They probably didn't age well, but let's face it, neither did he. I don't know, I ain't going after Clint Eastwood. I don't know enough about him. He could be one of those. Dolly Parton's a good figure. She's a right-winger, so to speak. She's old school Republican now. By that I mean Southern. But let's face it, Dolly would be a billionaire except that she puts most of her capitalist gains into child literacy and then into her theme park. I ain't got no smoke for Dolly is what I'm saying. I like Dolly. I might have smoke for Dolly Parton one day, but at the moment, I've heard nothing bad that she's done, really. And honestly, I hope I never find anything bad about Dolly Parton out, just because it's nice to have someone that I disagree with politically and only politically. It's nice to have somebody that I could, if I ever met the woman, I never will, because I'm nobody. But if I ever met the woman, it'd be nice to have somebody like Dolly Parton who could sit down and have a meal with, all that.
That's not crazy. It's easy to do that. Dude, that's not that easy, man. And it wasn't an AR. It shatters. You say, okay, let me tell you something. You say like, oh, first of all, the gun's not even an AR. It's a bolt-action rifle. Okay, that's number one. Number two, even if you were to, even if it was an AR, okay, it's not that easy to fucking assemble an AR and then make sure that it's working and then shoot a person, a human being. Like that's not. Why are you saying it is?
I also don't think people should be talking about how easy it was, because no, there's nothing easy about this, dude. This is very premeditated. Dude took some time, assuming it's a dude.
It was a bolt action hunting rifle. This is why it makes me feel like this guy is at least like military trained or something, but I don't know. Maybe it's Utah. Maybe there's a lot of fucking people who grow up around farms. They go hunting at an early age. Has that shirt that like disabled vets have gotten, as some in my community were saying, like that's a shirt that was sent out to disabled veterans. Even narrowing the timeline, I guess you could have a disabled veteran relative if it's not himself, because he looks too young. There's a big difference between hitting a target from that distance and landing a kill shot in one attempt. According to reports, the casing was still in the chamber. He didn't even plan on taking a second shot. Yeah, I'm a disabled veteran and never got that shirt. Well, hell for you, Shatter. There's a L, big dog. Thank you for your service.
Because I'm being mean to veterans. How dare you? No. Y'all, serious talk, so here's the thing here's the thing, I rip on vets a lot because I grew up around them, so special, I guess. I don't fucking know I'm not special, they're not special, we're all people, and I think they see that too. But either way, I rip on vets a lot because I know they can take it. But, y'all, I don't think it was a disabled veteran took the shot. Was it probably a veteran? I mean, maybe. This was not an easy shot to take. This isn't dude just brought his rifle, pulled it out the backpack, loaded shots in, took aim, fired. He came in, assembled a bolt-action rifle on the roof of a slightly slanted roof of a bathroom structure, it looks like. Took the shot. One shot hit motherfucker in the neck. Not the head, where might be a glancing shot, might go through the head and hit somebody behind him, but in the neck. Shot him in the neck. And that also tells me it isn't your basic shooter or a cop, because most cops, most shooters, are trained to aim center mass and empty the clip. Mostly because if you aim center mass and empty the clip, you will likely hit major organs, arteries, and vital points. This dude, one shot, and from what the reports have said, other shot was still in the chamber. So he basically, bam, click, click, ejected the round he had used, and left. So it's like, again, could be a hunter. Very real possibility. Could be. It's Utah, y'all. There are more guns than people in Utah. This is why I'm so... This is one of the interesting things about this case. Because, yeah, states are states and all that, but someone pulling off this shot in California, you would know it would be a soldier because someone had the gun, knew how to assemble it, knew how to use it right, fired it accurately. And that's just not really the norm for California. But for Utah, Texas, I'd even say Georgia, for the norms in these places, yeah, most folks carry guns. It's like Montana. Most of them carry guns just because you're out on the fucking plains. If you get attacked by a rabid animal or something, you have to have something to put it down before it tears into you. Again, I'm not a disarm everybody kind of person. I do think that's where the conversation needs to go eventually, because, y'all, that would be like one of my final anime-style tests to you getting a gun would be, okay, well, now you've got your gun, here's all the paperwork. Oh, but the government has just said we need all citizens to disarm. So, I see you've got it all. I need you to go ahead and hand it to me if you don't mind. And if you refuse, well, then that's a sign that you were never going to be a law-abiding citizen anyway. Because when it comes to these law-abiding, I'm a true patriotic American, well then, for the sake of all people, you'd be willing to disarm if your country said so. If everyone got together and said, okay, y'all, only for sportsman events and hunting, no more of this stand my ground nonsense. Because truth be told, y'all, the biggest problem with American gun culture isn't, I hate to say this, it isn't the guns, it's that every single American seems to think you're going to encounter a time when you're going to get to just blow somebody the fuck away, no consequences, just pew pew. Every American has that weird fantasy, it seems like, and it's unhealthy, it's weird, it's cringy, it's not good is what I'm saying. It is not good, y'all. And as a byproduct, it's what's caused this entire culture that we have now. It's because everyone thinks we're going to be in an action movie at any minute now. And we're not. That's not how life works. Y'all, I think it should now just be said whenever someone gets a gun. You're never going to get to use this in a shooting unless you're committing the mass shooting. You understand that, right? The average citizen is not going to hear a gunshot, draw their firearm, successfully neutralize the attacker, and then get a ticker tape parade. That's not reality. That's Hollywood. That's movies. That's video games. That's not reality. Reality is a lot grosser, a lot colder. Hell, most people get shocked because when you fire a gun, you will possibly vomit. Not from what you do, But if you don't put something in your ear just from the woo, 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 sorry for those in my audience with tendinitis, but just from that high pitch that comes from you busting out your eardrums with anything more powerful than a BB gun. Most Americans don't even realize that's a thing, because they don't experience The Walking Dead. You never see them with it. There's only 2 deaf characters in that entire show, and they're like super magical deaf characters. They've got magical handicaps. You know, like how every blind person in every martial arts movie magically develops martial arts powers. Though every blind person I've ever met somehow just missed the downloadable patch for that. Someone needs to get on that. They deserve their martial arts skills, y'all. They're blind. That they should get to wrap the little bandage around their head and do backflips. Come on, they lost their eyes. Where's their superpowers? You see my point there with the ridiculousness of, I bought an AR, now I am the defense factor for my... No. No. You can hunt with it, but, y'all, let's be clear. I'm pro common sense gun laws. I'm pro people who are mentally stable and not these dumbass hero complex, dipshit weekend warrior types. I'm for normal people having guns if they want them for normal reasons. I think that if you've ever used the joke, guns don't kill people, husbands that come home early do, yuck, 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 you should not be allowed to own a gun. But what, my rights? You just made light of using your gun to murder someone because your spouse likes them better. You don't get a gun. You clearly do not understand the brevity nor levity of what you're doing. No. I mean, I personally think that before anyone gets a gun, if you've had a spouse, been married, whatever, yeah, they should get to talk to your ex. Because, yeah, y'all, are y'all saying your people that you live with and bang don't have an intimate knowledge of you that the average does? Because let's be real, y'all, I love you guys. We talk on here. We've got a real parasocial relationship going. David down the hall knows me a lot better than any of y'all ever will. It's the nature of things. I hate to say it. But I do believe David would also tell you, no, I absolutely do not need a gun. I've needed one a couple times in my life and haven't had one at my disposal. And guess what? I'm still here, so I didn't need it for its intended purpose now, did I? Because there's no world in which a gun makes a situation better. I mean, again, except for I need something to take down that animal that I'm not going to stalk for the next 12 hours. Gun helps with that. But I heard a bump in the night. Don't get your gun. For fuck's sake, don't get your goddamn gun. And if you do get your gun, what you need to do is get your gun, sit on your bed, load your gun, and wait. Because if it's a home invader, they're going to come through your door eventually. Then you can use your gun. But when you get your gun and you go hunting for the home invader, you're probably going to end up killing your kid, or your roommate, or your pet. Because, again, had lots of bumps in the night. Twice it's been a home invasion. The rest of the time, it's been just pets. Funny thing about being po in America, we ain't got a lot of shit worth stealing, so home invaders typically don't fucks with us. Because most of what I got is tools and not high-end tools. They're get-the-job-done tools. And for the record, I do think that you have a right to defend what's yours, but again, I don't think people's lives are equal to items. And yeah, I stand down on that one, y'all. I had a piece of shit meth head uncle steal my shit all the fucking time. Hell, I had a piece of shit cousin who stole my shit all the time for fucking weed money. I've had shitty relatives. I dislike them very much. I don't trust them. But I would never in my life shoot them for my fucking possessions. And that's even possessions that I love. Because to me, Human life is worth more. I can always replace an item. Like I said, I've said all my piece on Charlie, except for whatever Hassan might say next in his little bit. But I want to cover this, and I'm only at 76% charged.
Hopefully you got 100%. At least you got your shit paid out. XBLC says there's an active Oathkeeper group in the UVU area. Great. He instantly unscrewed that barrel of the rifle. Yeah, it has to be halved when he's jumping off that roof, correct? What's in his arms on the ground when he assassins speed walking? Yeah, it looks like I disassembled it.
Okay, so he took the rifle with him. They didn't find the rifle. So then why would you disassemble it to reassemble it?
They made it seem like, so that doesn't make a lot of sense either. So what, like you fucking disassembled the gun and then assembled it again?
Again, not giving advice, you just shouldn't murder people, but if you're gonna assassinate someone with a rifle or pistol, you assemble your weapon, ideally made out of backyard materials, then you commit your act of heinous murder, then you disassemble your weapon and drop it into several waterways. That way, both it washes your fingerprints off as well as you make it harder to reassemble. My problem with Luigi is supposedly he just carried the murder weapon around with him for, what, a souvenir? He's too smart for that. I disagree with that evidence. Oh yeah, that's... walk in, murder, and walk out. Like we're playing Assassin's Creed IRL or some shit.
Dude, one hat, one skin tie uglies, and red states are basically living, it seems like, in an era where you could just like kind of do a murder, and if no one saw you physically do the murder, you were basically good to go. Or like bank robberies, you know what I mean?
They had a superhero mask on. Who knows who it is?
And it feels like, I guess if you're in fucking Utah, they're still like operating as though it's 1930s. It looks like the weapon is in his hands, wrapped in a shirt. You can see him handle it as he climbs down. Yeah, if you're a white dude with Oakleys and a baseball cap and like, you know, an American flag long sleeve tee, it's over. You're going free. They have to arrest. What are they gonna do? Arrest 80% of the state? They can't do that. That's 80% of the state. They can't arrest everybody.
Most of those are just tons of video to go through, and you know, as Jonathan said, you know, you do that video canvas so you don't see him anymore.
Someone also brought up a really good suggestion. They said he probably has arm tattoos. That also does make sense for why he was wearing a long
Possibly. I mean, right now, Alice, that is quite enough. Enough. Stop being noisy every time you hear something. Stop it.
Yeah, that's the gun wrapped around the shirt for like some kind of cloth.
Yep, and I mean, then you know, there's the
No, the barrel. Well, yeah, the barrel would be hot even after just one shot.
We know the university parking lot has license plate readers, but the interstate might. State police would know where they are, and you know, if that vehicle, even if you didn't have the plate from the video, if it passed an LPR, you would get that as a piece of data. The point is, absent somebody giving them a great suspect that they arrest and confess it tonight, they'll do the hard slog, no matter how many days or weeks that takes.
Until the right tip comes in.
Think about it this way. Look at the investigation to the Utah student murder. Right? No real witness except who saw a dark figure leave the house. No motive, no connection between the victims. And they were able to piece that together with tiny bits of evidence that then came together with so many different techniques, from the video to the license plates to cell phone towers to the video of the car stop from a police officer
I would like to remind everyone right now, one, there's been no prize money set forth for ratting on the person who murdered the Nazi. And two, y'all, the person that ratted on Luigi Mangione never got that prize money. The police department got that money. Because they didn't call the call-in line, they called the police. And of course the police said, ooh, money! So I'm just saying, y'all, if they do, and you decide to rat on your fellow people, I'm not saying don't rat on the killer. I'm just saying, don't do it for free. Don't do the cops' work for them for free.
You wouldn't go, if you're the director, you would not go out to the scene of an ongoing crisis, post-crisis investigation. It's many reasons why, typically directors don't do that. One of the reasons not to do that is because the presence of the director imposes a huge burden on a field office. There's all kinds of arrangements that have to be made. There's all kinds of security concerns that arise. Transportation becomes very complicated. And that's the last thing you want to do to the field office while they're in the middle of investigating a critical incident. So, again, it's strange to go out there under those circumstances. Why he went and then did not say anything at the press conference, I really don't know. I'm a bit at a loss to understand, what was the purpose of going out there. If you're there, you probably want to at least make very perfunctory comments about appreciating the hard work of the men and women that are doing the investigation, and of course thanking your partners for the sort of access and the relationship you have. So I don't even know how to kind of guess that.
Yeah, I am curious, Jonathan Wackler, do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, it is odd, right? To announce that both the deputy director and the director were there, they came out, they walked the site, they assessed it. Now you're sitting at a press conference in front of the nation, and there's silence. Again, it's something that
That burden of the director and the deputy director in the field office, I mean, we were just talking about how much they have to do, how many tests they have to go through. Helpful, unhelpful in this moment?
it can be detracting, right? It's not adequate.
There is that risk that when your boss's boss and your boss's boss's boss show up together,
Yeah.
that the distraction is we're going to put a lot of effort into briefing the boss about
The
everything,
briefings were definitely mentioned tonight.
about everything we know and everything we're doing in the Midwest. That time when the leadership is focused on briefing their bosses instead of leading the investigation, it can be very distracting. When they canceled the noon press conference because of fast developments in the case and announced that the director was flying out, I speculated two things. One, there's a break in the case and they're going to announce a name or an arrest. Or two, that there isn't a break in the case and they wanted to bring the power and voice of the FBI director to generate more coverage, which just makes it odder that he did show up dressed in an FBI raid jacket and jeans and then didn't speak.
There was a lost opportunity.
Nobody else will say it. I will. This guy looks a bit like Charlie Kirk in his
Well,
very
Mhm.
possibility we're in a Looper-style situation.
That was the moment to reassure the public from the director's point of view.
I mean, he's clearly joking, but that is a kind of funny joke. Charlie Kirk, from a distant plot line where he's actually a civil rights leader, finds out that this is the closest plot line to getting us to a utopia, and the only way to do it would be to take himself out. So Charlie Kirk, from the good timeline, comes back and sacrifices his very life to kill Charlie Kirk from the evil timeline, fixing the eternal space whale timeline. I don't know, it gets a little convoluted, but give me a call, Hollywood. We'll talk about it. We'll work out the bugs. I'm all for space Nazis murdering space Nazis. Come on. It might be the summer blockbuster America needs, even if it's not the one we want.
What do you make of that?
I want to sort of pick up on the narrative of what is Kash Patel, the director.
Maybe in the future, or in the better timeline, Charlie Kirk actually found positive masculinity, and secretly, and not secretly, because that timeline would be fine, lives with his trans wife and their adopted daughter.
Getting ahead, getting the investigation
I like that idea. I like a redemption story, y'all, and having listened to that hate monger shit, hopefully for the last time yesterday, I genuinely just, ugh, he was a terrible person.
Arab dude in the crowd. Turns out he was a fucking Heritage Foundation guy. They arrested the only Arab guy in the crowd, and it turns out he was a fucking Charlie Kirk supporter.
The state is looking at this. It's worried about this.
And they interrogated him, and then they had to release
Have
him.
people who
What?
just
They also revealed his name in the process.
all citizens of Utah. And I thought that was interesting, and I don't know if that explains why Patel was not.
Why are you milking an assassination for meaningless content? Fantastic take, man. You're right. I should actually refuse to look at CNN. Have you seen any of the major news outlets? This is the news, okay?
The news of the day right
I
now.
have my own proximity to the story as well, but you know.
People are angry. The president is directing our focus on a theory of the case that that is just not true at this stage. We don't know who the guy is. We don't know what his motivation is. There's allegations about various groups and identities and sexual identities that are just not true. And that's where the Chinese
I discovered the
space with confirming these narratives that hit Americans
the
against
DNC headquarters received a bomb threat as well.
when we are looking for leadership, I think it is important to commend the governor.
As a former sniper, I can say that this accuracy doesn't require professionalism. Unions can experience maybe 100 and 400 rounds total with the scope and a bolt action. However, what makes me think this is professional acting is the fact that he got away so far. That requires planning in cold blood, considering the amount of canvas the smart person runs. That's what I said. Like, I think the shot also requires training, especially when you're killing someone, like a human being, okay?
Because, yeah, that you don't know what you're going to do until you're behind that rifle with your clean shot. Because up until that moment, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get up there and then the rifle's not going to work. I'm going to get up there and the rifle's going to jam. I'm going to get up there and I'm not going to have a clean shot. I'm going to, oh, everything is perfect. And then not to freak out, but to commit and still commit to the act. That's what makes a big difference, too.
I don't think they said fingerprints. Dude, this is a paw print. Palm print. Manimal. Yeah, he is a manimal.
Politics saying now I am nervous about my public opinion, which is perfectly valid.
Oh, piss off. If you're nervous for getting shot for your public opinions, maybe your public opinions are just garbage. Because I'm not scared to get shot, and my opinions are very controversial. That being said, if I do, I'm not going to antagonize the shooter by going, what you going to do, shoot me, bro? I mean, that's just the thing, y'all. My idea is to die with a smile, not die with a fucking dipshit Wojak mean look. Not with my lower lip pooched out and I don't want to die like that. Don't die in Utah and don't die doing the face. Okay? That's my advice.
Last year, Holoscope Mag, we looked into why the shirt is in so many thrift stores and found out the charity behind it produced them en masse to gild potential donors. Wonder how the DBNF is going to feel now that their shirts are going to suddenly get very popular in a very different context. Have you seen the shirt? Land of the Free Shirts, a national thrift shop stable, come from the most insidious veteran charities. Wait, what is this? The ATF bulletin said the agent found engravings that are interpreted as expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology on an ammunition inside a weapon believed to have been used for the murder of Kirk. Two law enforcement sources told CNN that agents quickly ran an initial search on one of of the markings, including a series of arrows, which analysts initially interpreted to be a connection to the transgender community. That information remains unverified. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's literally the fucking bullet markings. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're so stupid. Oh my god.
Okay, y'all, hot news. Apparently the shooter is a trans supporter because the bullet had arrow markings.
And it is literally the fucking
Y'all,
the stamp that they put on the
okay, yep, my son got it.
Oh my god. How can you be at the ATF? How can you literally be at the ATF and not know?
We officially have investigators who are too stupid to realize that they stamp bullets to let you know where the little ignition point, I guess, where the bullet go boom at. Most bullets are labeled with little arrows that point where or demarcate where that's at. They thought that was a trans thing. Look, y'all, I don't expect you, an average person, I don't expect me, outside of me having weird little special interests, to know that. I do expect the fucking ATF, the detective wings of the goddamn FBI, to know bullets. It feels like that's their job. That'd be like you bringing me a piece of fast food and me being like, what is that? I've never seen this thing before. Is it the trans? I mean, what the fuck timeline are we in, y'all? Now, I'm glad it wasn't, like, credited. If it had been credited, I'd have been real upset. But, yeah, nah. On the other side, y'all, a lot of Nazis are gonna start dying, and we need to both, one, be okay with that, and two, not see conspiracy, because Steven Crowder will be dead soon. He's like in his 80s. Fucking Donald Trump will be dead soon, just by time. Some of this might be political violence because we live in violent times, but some of it's just gonna be like times, just time passing.
Crowder already went in court for bad reporting. Yeah, he also got a cease and desist from the ATF for this bad reporting as well. The ATF is suing Steven Crowder now.
Oh, good. Okay, so Steven Crowder reported it, and apparently the ATF are suing him because, no, they're not that stupid. They might not be the brightest, but they're not that fucking stupid. They at least know bullets. Okay, good. I feel a little better now. Because just Jesus Christ, y'all. Just Jesus. No. We're almost done, y'all. We're at 81% on the phone charge, and then I'll be gone for probably a couple hours to get, because, y'all, the cat's wrecked the bathroom. I gotta get it clean, get a shave, maybe get a shower, because I meant to get one yesterday, but I was not touching that bathroom after a long day work.
Paw prints are a dead giveaway, but sure, keep lying to the masses. That's true, he is a manimal. Yeah, it's right, you're right. I'm going with that as well. The shooter must have been half man, half animal. He gave paw prints away.
Hassan slipped up, and now he's gonna hear paw prints for the rest of his life. Because the killer left paw prints, y'all. It's a manimal. Oh, go fuck yourself.
The school shooter in Minnesota was a left-wing lunatic. The facts are the school shooter in Tennessee was a left-wing lunatic. So,
what about the school shooter in Colorado?
They were Nazis. Both of them were fucking neo-Nazis in a Telegram group.
President Trump is going to have First Amendment rights, regardless of if somebody's left-leaning or right-leaning.
It's totally cool that Palestinian protesters are arrested for a sit-in at the White House, by the way, y'all. Man, fuck that Colin Kaepernick. He was being uppity for no reason. But Charlie Kirk, y'all, Charlie Kirk is dead. America's been rocked to its core. Y'all, Jesus fucking Christ. I hate the right so much. Specifically this right, but y'all, all the right led to this right.
Don't we have an obligation to talk to all of us, not just to talk to one
I hate this shit,
part
bro.
of the country?
I think it's all the night, right? The reason why we have this press conference is to put everybody's eyes to find this killer, right? And needed everybody, regardless of who is tuning in or not. The sooner we find this murderer, the better this country is. And if we don't find it, it'll be at a detriment to everybody.
Congressman, with all due respect, this country is,
Oh my God, a random Anarchisperian appeared.
and you are an
Why did they pick the worst of the supposed left?
No one's been apprehended yet. I understand what you're saying about political violence, and there has been political violence perpetrated by individuals who identify as on the left. But there's also been political violence perpetrated by those who are clearly on the right, as the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband makes abundantly clear. Please, I am begging you, lead the country from your position of power and try to bring the temperature down. I knew Charlie Kirk personally. Charlie Kirk and I disagreed on almost every political issue. But what I appreciate about Charlie Kirk is he provided a platform for people like me.
I'm sorry, Anna's making me sick. She's sucking a dead man's dick so hard. It's sickening. It's sickening how hard she's sucking that dead Nazi dick. Oh, y'all, don't suck dead Nazi dick. It's necrophilia and it's frowned upon in most societies.
If anybody is using political rhetoric and using political violence to silence their...
That being said, I think my vomiting noise was on point, but I won't do it again because I realize some people have delicate systems, and sorry, y'all.
And part of that is we got to hold one another responsible and accountable. We can't just say, oh, it was somebody else's fault. All of us play a role in this. And look, I think the president is bringing us together. The fact that, you know, we forget it's 9/11. We forget it's the Memorial Day of 9/11. And where was the president? He was at Yankee Stadium today, shaking hands, bringing life.
Wow, he was really bringing America together.
Him and all the Yankees baseball players.
He was also referring to the political left as radical lunatics.
He was at the U.S.
So
Open.
he speaks from both sides of his mouth.
Been very
And
active.
since his election in 2016, the political rhetoric in this country has evolved further.
Can I ask you to respond to that part of what she's addressing, which is what the president said? I saw someone say this this week. When you hear people, usually online, say they did this, they did that, when we're talking about one man who is a lunatic shooter, criminal, that is so discordant to a lot of this country.
They're just normal
people who are appalled by this. But when you generalize an awful event like this to
Oh my God.
a whole half of the country, as President Trump seems to have done today,
That's crazy.
you're saying that that's bringing the country together, but a lot of people don't hear that.
What I'm saying is, sadly, there isn't just one incident. This isn't just on a decline. This is...
Bro, this person who is an elected representative has just been lying the entire time. And even his pushback was like not as aggressive as it should be. He's just straight up fucking lying. He's like talked about 3 Nazis basically being radical leftists.
And instead of blaming one another...
It is happening. It is happening. And
But I think the problem is, third, as Congressman, just, singled out leftist attacks. And that, of course, leaves out things like the attack on the CDC just a few weeks ago. It leaves out lots of other attacks. I think particularly your point of focus...
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Particularly on a day like 9/11. There's an obligation not to try to get political points, but to look at the broader cycle and to say we all need to step back. And we all... So much. I mean, look at the school shooter in Minnesota. What are the facts? What you apparently don't even recognize the facts around the assassination of the state legislature. Look at the facts.
conversation turn into, oh, the person was actually a leftist. What do you mean? That's crazy. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. It's just a lie. He's just lying. He's just straight up lying.
Makes people
I
afraid.
can't watch
I
this
want to
shit,
say
man.
what
I can't.
Senator
It makes
Kevin
me so
Cramer
pissed.
said about what the mood is on Capitol Hill among his colleagues about this.
I was thinking yesterday, trying to drive out of the Capitol, off the plaza, you've got 1,000 people working their way on foot, and we're very, very accessible. I like being accessible, but being accessible is starting to look like being vulnerable. So I think there's a lot of us are concerned about that.
Being accessible is starting to look vulnerable. Do you feel that way? Are you concerned about your own safety?
I am. I am concerned, and so are a lot of my colleagues that are concerned. But this is how you defeat evil. This is how you defeat terrorists. This is how you defeat people that try to change our way of life. Is you go right at them. This Saturday, guess what? We're having a campaign event. There'll be hundreds of people there in San Antonio. We are not going to back down. We're not going to
Oh, thank you for following.
We're going to be vocal, and I think everyone should do that. Whether it's a liberal view on the world, whether it's a conservative view on the world, we need to get back to having dialogue. And these people that are using political violence as their solution, they need to be the outliers, not the mainstream. And part of that is us being, the world has changed though. I mean, I'll give you a prime example. Why weren't there drones at this event? If there was one drone in the air, it would completely change our view on things. I mention that because I'm a cryptologist.
You mean like a video
A physical drone. If you put one drone in the air, all of a sudden, every rooftop is covered. I mention that because this isn't the first time there's been a shooter from a rooftop. I want it to be the last time.
No, he's right. Woke Utah. They didn't do drones. How much you want to bet this motherfucker's invested in a drone security thing? How much you want to bet this motherfucker's invested in like a mass surveillance drone security company?
Don't you all stand by?
Yeah, I guess they didn't have rooftop control, man. What the fuck? Drone control, not gun control, drone control.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative.
Oh my.
I mean, it really was, Utah's own fault. They didn't have drones in the air. They didn't even have robotic turrets on any of the rooftops. If they had had robotic turrets on the rooftops, that would have surely prevented this. We need to spend a lot of taxpayer money arming the rooftops of Utah. Jesus fucking Christ, the time we live in.
Oh, these guys are woke. They did it for wokeness. These guys, at this point, like back in the day, not every one of these guys would fucking leave like a manifesto behind, right? They wouldn't leave like telltale markers of what their, opinions are, who they want to kill, why they're doing this. Nowadays, they just write it out. They put a fucking manifesto online. They film themselves writing the manifesto. They fucking cover their guns. They cover their guns with like white supremacist shit. They say they're doing it for white supremacy. They say they're doing it because they're fucking neo-Nazis. And then, after all is said and done, all the right needs to do is turn around.
I cannot read what you sent yet, but I'll see if the translator has anything for it.
That's all it takes.
Again, I appreciate y'all showing up.
Will look at a person that is screaming that they love right-wing politics. They love it so much. Once again, the Minnesota shooter hung out with Brandon Herrera, who ran for office, a fucking right-wing gun tuber, who ran for office in the state of Texas, okay? Said he liked Brandon Herrera, had Anders fucking Breivik, slammed on the gun, numerous other white supremacist mass shooters, and it's so crazy. It is so crazy that liberals look at all of that, and instead of being like, what the fuck do you mean this guy was left-wing? What are you talking about? He has slurs all over the fucking gun against the guy. Oh, Brandon Herrera ran against the guy that we just saw on that panel? Amazing. Amazing. So this guy has to know. If a guy who ran for office was mentioned by a fucking mass shooter, you probably know about that, right? So you know the shooter wasn't a leftist, right?
Was shocked. Taking a question from somebody who did not like him. That's right. Somebody who totally disagreed with him. And very few people are willing to subject themselves to that.
That's actually very true, and I do really
Oh, for fuck's sake.
about Charlie Kirk. I appreciated the fact that he wanted to, again, provide a platform for people who disagree with each other to have civil debate.
He was not civil. He frequently called people stupid. That's not civil. I can't, like, I'm going to be the civil debater. Any right-wingers want to debate on here? Oh, well, you're a dumbass, and your candidate's a pedophile, and you're pathetic. That's not me civilly debating them. That's just me baiting them onto the channel. No. For fuck's sake. Okay, y'all. Just because someone died doesn't mean they suddenly magically become a good person. Dying doesn't redeem a lifetime of evil. Do I think he should have died? No. But at the same time, I'm not going to pretend like Charlie fucking Kirk was some kind of a good person. The man was pro forcing small children to give birth. Even if they were the victims of incest, even if they were the victims of rape. He was pro Jim Crow laws and said that black people did better under Jim Crow. The man was a piece of shit hate monger, and I am genuinely sickened by the media's joy at blowing a dead Nazi cock. It's just disgusting. That we can agree on. Political violence is wrong. I can agree with that one. I'll stop, though, after that.
I'm in here in New York because there's a bipartisan congressional delegation that came here to D.C. Came here from D.C. As part of the House Homeland Security Committee, both Democrats and Republicans going and visiting the 9/11 memorial together. Right now in Capitol Hill, we can't get Republicans and Democrats to be in the same elevator. More or less get us to travel with one another and spend it. But I think that was the first time.
Also, yeah, that's kind of a problem. Our fucking adults in office should not be acting like school children.
I remember 9/11 like it was yesterday. Like less than a week later, I was in Afghanistan. So here was an area that really changed the whole scope of my life, as did a lot of other veterans that served in Iraq and Afghanistan. So to your point, there are some things that are occurring, but there needs to be more, and they also need to be more public.
Yeah, and people need to be honest that they're happening, because some people don't even want to admit it. And next for us, I want to talk about a disturbing revelation from the governor during that news conference that we just brought you about foreign actors in all of this discourse.
Is Charlie taken down by a foreign actor? No.
A few months to invade Afghanistan? I mean, yeah, but that shit, the preparation for it, you know? There was a lot of hatred that needed to go somewhere. One big issue left is faced with this is Hawk's view, Groyper's as socialists because Nazis identified as nationalist socialists. Okay, well that's crazy.
Oh, okay, he just ended. Alright, y'all. Well, that was Hassan covering the latest news from the Charlie Kirk shooter. This is my time to remind you, political violence is always wrong. I do not support political violence, but again, I'm not going to shed tears for a dead Nazi. Fuck that. Hey, I'm busy here, phone. Stop that. But I'm not going to shed tears for a dead Nazi. We're better than that as a society. Two thoughts can be held at the same time. Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit, and he died making a funny face like a piece of shit. Again, political violence is wrong, but also maybe don't make your entire adult life about making enough people hate you to this level. Because just say it, y'all, I'm not going to cry for a dead Nazi. Sorry if that makes me a bad person in your eyes. If Charlie Kirk made you cheer, I don't need to impress you. Either way. Y'all have a good one. Stick together. Like, really right now we're going to need community more than ever. Keep each other safe. Check in on your loved ones. It's wild times out there, y'all. We got to endure and survive together. Now let's go ahead and set up the emotes. That way we can do this later in case I have hair dye or something in. Because wrong button. Because also the other thing that's upsetting about this, I was going to go with a black Transylvania dye because I'm kind of mourning the openness of my country. I'm certainly not going to do that now. Dipshits will think I'm mourning a Nazi. Absolutely not. Next thing I purchase on a whim needs to be more emotes and dances and such. Yeah, we'll make that one a thing. Okay. Either way. Okay, we're getting down with it. Either way, y'all be good, take care, endurance ride together, give to a local charity if you can give, because they are still in desperate need. Also, don't snitch out your fellow brethren for free. If you're gonna snitch out the shooter, make sure you at least get paid. Call the line, don't fucking just give it to the local police. Be safe out there, y'all. Remember, be the change you want to see in the world. We love you. We'll see you later.